Right, let's get started on today's stitch. I've got this lovely pink thread, I've got 3 strands, and I've just tied a knot and trimmed the excess off the end. Right, so we're learning Picot stitch today. I think it's Picot. That's what I'm going with. Picot, my northern accent, I don't know. Picot, I'm sticking with that. Right, so bring your needle up through the fabric and then go back through really close to it, not in the same hole, just as close as you can. You're basically creating one link stitch here. Okay, so when you pull that thread back through, when you come through, you create a link like that. Now, with link stitch, what we did was a small tie stitch at the end. And for Picot, we're going to do a much longer stitch to create this effect. And that's it. That is Picot stitch. So if you can do a link stitch, if you can do a chain stitch, then you can do this one too. Let's just do another one. Oh, I'll try not to get myself all tangled up there. So bring your needle through the fabric, go back down super close next to it there, as close as you can, and then bring your needle back through to catch the loop and pull it nice and gently, and then rather than doing a small tie stitch, do a much bigger stitch so that we get that effect there. So I'll just turn over and tie off at the back. Now, the reason that we're doing Picot stitch and tulip stitch this week is that they are really similar, and it just didn't make sense to me to have tulip stitch in a different week, to be honest. So I'll just tie a little knot in the end here, and then we'll do a little tulip stitch. And as I've said before, I said at the start of the project, a lot of the stitches in hand embroidery are fairly similar, so if you can do some of them, you just apply them in a slightly different way to make a different one, and I love that. It's just so adaptable. So I'm going to stitch a little tulip over here, and what I've done is I've decided to use the satin stitch here to make a little plant pot, because why not? I'm not planning out this hoop at all, I'm just doing it randomly every week when I add another one. So I'm going to come up through the fabric, come back up through to create that loop to just catch it there. You can wiggle it if you're not quite happy with the shape. And then to create that little flower, I'm just going to pop that extra long stitch into the top of the satin stitch there, so it looks like it's coming out of it. Now, this is the first time I'm doing tulip stitch, so bear with me. I just want to work out where my next bit of the petal is going. I think it should be a bit higher. Yeah, we're coming up through. Right, so to create the little tulip, what you need to do is then bring your needle back up through the fabric, and as you can see, I'm kind of halfway up there, and then I'm going to really carefully thread it through where I put that extra long stitch. I'm just threading it through the bottom over the top of the fabric. You don't need to go back through at that point. Come right through and then go back down through the fabric at the other side so it's nice and even. And that's a little tulip. Isn't that cute? I think if you wanted to, you could do it in a different colour, just to have a bit of extra contrast there if you like, or you can do it the same colour. It's entirely up to you. And this week the project is going to be a little spring mandala hoop, so I'm going to make the most of these Picot stitches and these tulips, so have a look for that. And there we go, that's our lovely little tulip in a pot.